Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your next 48. I feel really almost like one of those, I don't know if you can hear that. It's funny. There's coyotes howling. I'm just going to allow this to be in the reading. The neighbor's dog is also barking. It almost feels like Scorpio's next 48. Is there some trickster energy going on around you, Scorpio? Are you dealing with a pack of scavengers? Are you on the hunt for something? Are you... Do you have a lot of noisy people around you right now? Is it mating season? It's almost Scorpio season, a couple more seasons to go. That was very interesting, Scorpio. Interesting timing. And I was also hearing as I was shuffling that song, Rainbow Connection from the Muppets. So it's kind of interesting how those two go along, kind of like, is there someone who's romantically tricking you? Or is there... I'm not sure how that plays out for you, Scorpio, but this is going to be for August 24th through the 26th. Your homophone card is peace, but in reverse, upside down. And, yeah, you know, in reverse, what I really get the sense of is some sort of war, and actually that goes really well together with that coyote energy there. I just heard a howl, but it did not sound like a coyote. Didn't quite sound like a dog either, but I'm fairly sure we don't have wolves around here, so it was probably a dog, but it was definitely that howl at the moon sort of energy. So I don't know if you're maybe really feeling... We are still in the Scorpio moon right now. We're transitioning into Sagittarius moon, but maybe you're kind of feeling that right now, that emotional connection with your own sign. I don't know. Either way, there's something that isn't as it seems, and you may be feeling called to some wildness. Maybe it's some sort of war that you're being called to, or a spiritual war of some kind that's being waged. And considering that this reading is the first one I'll be doing in the dark of the night, it may be that you may be up at night more often, or you may be... Your dreams may have things going on with them. I don't know. Let's see, Scorpio. Your I want to see your underlying shadow work is the Hanged Man. Some sort of new perspective that you are gaining, and a spiritual pursuit of some kind that you're doing, but you're also... Either you are surrendering, have surrendered, or need to surrender to spirit. And just know that everything is always unfolding beautifully, even if it doesn't seem like it. In your hot topic position, we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. You may be feeling a little bit restricted in your ability to speak to someone or see someone, or it may be that someone else is feeling restricted in their ability to see or speak with you, and it might be them who is gaining a new perspective. You know, I don't know why. I totally didn't even... The card that was supposed to... It was supposed to start with. That's very interesting. The Six of Swords. Healing. And... Wow, that's interesting that I did not go right for that card. You may be distracted. It may even be that, like that coyote energy, that trickster energy, it may be that somebody is trying to distract you from your healing path. Swords can also often be about the words that we speak, the thoughts that we think, and also about boundaries. And I'm really getting called to the fact that these swords are... They're in that boat. They're in it. So, like, if somebody were to pull one of those swords out, you'd have a hole in your boat and water would be coming in. So it may be that either you feel like somebody, you know, like maybe one of your passengers is constantly pulling swords out and causing holes in their boat, or it may be somebody around you is feeling that way. They're attempting to heal, they're attempting to move, but constantly being hit by that. You may also be dealing with some family stuff. And just feeling a little bit unstable. But keep going. Keep going. Don't let, even if you end up not feeling peaceful or end up in some sort of battle, even if you feel outnumbered, Scorpio, never give in and never surrender. I'm going to make that the title of this video. Oh, interesting. Right in the heart of the matter, we have, and wow, I got big tingles on that. That's definitely a message for you, Scorpio. Never give in, never surrender. Whatever it is, just make sure that your heart is in a good place and that you're aligned with spirit and that you are not trying to force issues. This 9 of Swords, you're almost to the Ten of Swords, so you're almost complete in some sort of a cycle, especially of anxiety or dealing with somebody who is very cutthroat. Now, the Nine of Swords is about nightmares and anxieties that keep us up at night and things like that. But I'm getting the sense that you're gaining a new perspective, that's what that hangman is about. I'm hearing those coyotes again. You know, it's funny because usually when I hear the coyotes, actually, I don't often hear dogs also in that. So it's interesting that they're mixed, and they're both related. They're from a similar genus, but they're not in the same family. Dogs and coyotes are very different. And if you look at the symbology of them, you've got the dogs are they're related to loyalty, and they are pack animals, but they're often able to intermix with humans and cats and other things like that, whereas coyotes won't. Coyotes will eat dogs and cats and things like that. They're wild animals, but they're also very sacred to a whole lot of, especially indigenous tribes, but even druids and a lot of African tribes and clans also very much revered coyotes and their cousins, like wild dogs and I want to say dingoes, but I might be off. Things of that nature. But it's kind of like the mixing of two very similar types of animals. So it might be like two types of families that you have going on, and they're attempting to communicate with each other, but it's not happening. The languages are either too different or their ways are too different. It's like, dogs, dogs will fight with each other and fight with other animals to protect their territory, but typically they just feel more secure when there's an alpha involved in it. It's not about territory necessarily, whereas coyotes they're wild animals. They do have to survive in the wild, and they will aggressively protect their territory, and they know that they need each other for survival. But similarly, dogs and coyotes can be solitary animals, and they're I'm just kind of getting this energy, Scorpio, that there's some sort of thing to do with it. I think it very much has to do with this piece in reverse here. There's some sort of a war of sorts between two different types, and it may even be, I'm kind of getting this image that there may be a dog with the coyotes and a coyote with the dogs, and the coyote, on one timeline, I'm getting the sense that the coyote needs to go back with its pack and the dog needs to go back with its pack. And on the other timeline, I'm getting the sense that there is a coyote that wishes to be with the dogs and can be with the dogs and can make that decision. And likewise, a dog that needs to be with the coyotes and be wild and be free. Very weird and interesting reading, Scorpio. It's interesting how these synchronicities are playing out. You'll have to let me know how this goes. Somehow it's going to lead to healing. But it's going to be an interesting next 48 for you, Scorpio. And I have Mars in Scorpio and my South Node in Scorpio, so it almost makes me a little bit nervous too. So let me know in the comments below how this resonates with you, and please feel free to reach out for a reading. I do them by donation or tribute only, so even if you don't have funds, reach out to me. I'm curious to see how this might play out. Otherwise, thank you for your likes, shares, and subscribes, and I'll see you in the next video.